Hello my friends, and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 habits of super productive people. Like all of you, I am a student of how to become more productive. And when I started implementing some of these things, it made a noticeable impact on my productivity. I'm Sara Stilleke. I'm a scientist and salesperson, and I love learning and talking about how to use science to become more productive and successful. Let's get into it. The first habit that can improve productivity is to wake up at the same time every day. In 2017, 3 researchers were awarded the Nobel Prize in Physiology and Medicine for their work in understanding circadian rhythms, which basically means the science of sleep. They found that our bodies naturally experience a 24-hour circadian rhythm, and that by following approximately the same sleep schedule every night, the circadian rhythm is reinforced. A healthy circadian rhythm is associated with improvements in digestion, immunity, focus, and emotional stability. Everybody requires slightly different amounts of sleep, and between 7 to 9 hours is common for most adults. If you can focus on sleeping and waking up at around the same time every day, even on weekends, you will absolutely start to notice the benefits. An additional benefit of waking up at the same time every day is that you will have time for a morning routine. I'll do another video soon on morning routines, but when you wake up well-rested and energized every day, you can design a healthy and relaxing morning routine to help get your day off to the best start. I personally require a bit more sleep than most people in order to function well, so I try to make it to bed by 10 p.m. on most nights and set an alarm for 7 a.m. on weekdays and 8 a.m. on weekends. I'm fortunate that my work schedule is pretty flexible, so instead of rushing to get ready to start work at a certain time, I can wake up at 7 a.m. and focus on taking care of myself and my 2 cats, and then start working whenever I'm ready, which increases the focus and motivation for work and prevents me from feeling rushed. After a couple weeks of waking up to the alarm, I actually found that my body naturally wakes up at 7 a.m. every day, even on weekends, and even without an alarm. Now, when I don't stick to this schedule, I feel noticeably groggy throughout the day, and I can't wait to get back to my normal healthy sleep routine. The second habit that can improve productivity is to do the most important things first every day. Have you ever gotten so caught up in the hustle and bustle of the day that all of a sudden it's 4 p.m. and while you've been busy all day, nothing important actually got done? Or have you ever had an unpleasant or difficult task to do and procrastinated on doing it until it builds up in your mind to a terrifying behemoth of a task? American author Mark Twain once said that the first thing you should do each morning is to eat a live frog. That way, you can go through the day knowing that it is probably the worst thing that's going to happen to you during the day. Obviously, it would suck to be the frog in this situation, but if you begin each day by identifying just 1 or 2 of the most important, unpleasant, or difficult things that would make an impact on your day, you should get in the habit of accomplishing those things first. That way, you can continue the rest of your day with momentum and a feeling of accomplishment instead of dread and procrastination. This is a habit that I'm still actively working on forming, but on days when I finish the biggest or scariest task first, I do notice that I feel more relaxed and accomplished for the rest of the day. Being able to go through the day without feeling like I'm procrastinating is also a huge benefit and has done wonders for reducing stress and anxiety in my life. The third habit that you can implement to improve productivity is to reduce distractions. Have you ever experienced being in the zone? Maybe you were working on a project for work, or gardening, or practicing the piano, and suddenly time stands still, and the only things in the world are you and your task. That is what I mean by being in the zone, a state of peak focus and productivity, and it is awesome. Now imagine that you are in the zone when you hear a knock at the door, or your phone rings, or your partner walks over to ask you a question. Once you are distracted and pulled out of the zone, it can be tough to resume that intense focus. According to one study from the University of California at Irvine, it takes an average of 23 minutes and 15 seconds to get back in the zone. Try removing the obvious distractions in your life and see if it makes a difference. This can mean putting your phone on silent while you are working on a project, or letting people know that you will be fully unavailable during a certain time. While we can't make more time in a day, we can reduce distractions to make better use of it. I'll be honest, this is a habit that is tough for me. Sometimes when work is a bit stressful, I do find that opening my phone and scrolling through Instagram provides a welcome distraction. When it comes to reducing distractions, though, I think this is a prime example of where progress is better than perfection. I am never going to eliminate every single distraction during the day, but if I can reduce just 3 distractions during the day, that will give me back the equivalent of 1 hour of focus, according to the UC Irvine researchers. That's good enough for me. The 4th habit for productivity ties in with my desire to take an Instagram break every once in a while, and that is to schedule your breaks. Studies show that the human brain can function optimally for about 45 minutes before needing a short break. Numerous studies have concluded that longer work weeks are negatively correlated with productivity, and that we can get the same amount of work done in a shorter period of time because we are better able to focus during shorter periods of dedicated productivity. In fact, between 2015 and 2019, the country of Iceland experimented with the 4-day work week and found that productivity went up while employee happiness and well-being improved as well. No surprise there. While you may not be able to work 4 days per week just yet, you can improve your productivity by scheduling regular breaks throughout the day. Before I started doing this, I would take breaks anyway during the day and feel super guilty for doing that. I would internally scold myself for scrolling through Instagram for 5 minutes between emails, or for zoning out and doing nothing for 20 minutes after lunch. Once I gave myself permission to actually take breaks, though, and actually scheduled them in my calendar, it removed all the guilt from taking breaks, and I found myself feeling more productive and refreshed when the break was over. My 5th and final habit that can improve your productivity is to learn to say no. As ambitious and productive people, we are all super busy balancing our families, careers, hobbies, volunteer work, and personal development. And it is easy to become too busy and feel overwhelmed. We can feel pressured or obliged to say yes when asked to take on new projects or commitments because we feel guilty or like we're disappointing somebody when we say no. By forming the habit of saying no, we can ensure that we are giving our best efforts to the things we say yes to. By saying no to things we don't want to commit to, we will have time and bandwidth to say yes when the most exciting and passionate opportunities do present themselves. Although it was uncomfortable at first, as I've gotten a bit older and more mature, I've gotten better at saying no. Mainly because I think there is a huge opportunity cost to saying yes all the time. I've been in situations before when I filled up my schedule with events and activities that I didn't really care about, and then had to decline opportunities and activities that I really wanted to do just because that time had already been committed. I now know that it is better to be protective of my time and energy so that I can dedicate it to things that are the most interesting and important in my life. And there you have it, my friends. We have about 9 weeks left in the year. Why not pick one of these productive habits and commit to challenge yourself for the next 9 weeks and see what you can accomplish? If you want to learn more about habits and how to level up to your peak performance, you can subscribe to this channel to watch more of my videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.